This is a poem about shame, where the speaker's really part of the problem. The speaker's the one who cannot go through with this, relationship that comes about as the speaker and this other person are doing drugs after a long night of drinking, continuing to drink later into the cold January morning. So this poem is very much about how cisgendered heterosexual norms can be passed down or inherited by queer people. We hold it in our bones, we hold it in our body, and it's about realizing that moment where you're like, and you kind of recognize that the wolf has got you and that you've got to do something about it. And that happens, of course, over time, the getting rid of shame, a process by which I think there needs to be more discussion. I think particularly in queer circles is how to get rid of that inherited shame that really has nothing to do with us and has everything to do with our parents or with the older generation or with the culture at large. I Am the Wolf's Unending Meal by Cassandra Whitaker. What shall I tell you about him? Dark as a rush of thunder and as hungry as I. At least I thought, meeting beard to beard in the alley between the bars where we dusted for each other. A short line across the bridge of a thumb. A cold Boston January, and the smell of his body turned me over so I couldn't go through with it. He smelled of earth, back home, sweat and shit, and all the great memories the earth bears with all its love. There was not enough liquor to get me to go through with it. I could not, despite how kind he was for what money I could afford him. The cold night, 2 bodies, in the dark, the promise of forgetting for a moment, the jaws of the animal that hunts you. A shame. Back home, not looking at the body the wolf dragged in, not recognizing it was me.